Hey guys, back again with another video. This time we're actually looking at the outbreak of World War One. Before we looked at the main causes, and today it's a little bit of background knowledge and the actual spark that will create World War One. And you can see our central question: what was the spark that led to the war? Just quick background info before we get into the content. Do not forget that when this time was going on, the southeastern part of Europe that we're talking about, these two countries, Austria-Hungary, and then another place called Serbia, right to the south of it. This territory is known essentially as a powder keg. The countries didn't really like each other. There was a lot of tension there. Some countries wanted to be independent of their empire or their king or emperor's desires, and lots of tension and people ready for a fight. And all it's going to take is one thing to happen that will spark and ignite that tension into what will become full-blown war. And that spark will be an assassination in Sarajevo. The man who will be assassinated, his name is Archduke Francis Ferdinand. He is the heir to the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, from here on out known as A-H. He visits the city of Sarajevo and a place called Bosnia, and as you see, Bosnia is controlled by the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, and Serbia, another country, does not like it. Serbia wants to combine with Bosnia to create a Slavic nation. People of Serbia and people of Bosnia have very similar backgrounds. They come from very similar cultures and histories. And so Serbia kind of wants to unite the two countries together to form one Slavic nation. And Austria-Hungarian Empire wants to stop this. They do not want to lose Bosnia. It's kind of that, it's nationalism versus imperialism. Nationalism because, Bosnia and Serbia, they're very prideful of the kind of their history, and they want to unite to create a new future together and not separate. But then you have the Austrian-Hungarian Empire with their desire to keep another country, another part of their territory, and which is the imperialism, and they're just butting heads right now. And they're butting heads to the point that a group of Serb nationalists are going to attempt to kill the Archduke. They say, fine, you're not going to let us go peacefully, then you know what, we will go forcefully. We will try and separate and go with our Slavic brothers forcefully. And the forcefully is trying to kill the Archduke. The group that tries to kill him is known as the Black Hand. The Austrian-Hungarian Empire see them as terrorists. The Serbians see them as freedom fighters. But either way, their attempt fails. A member of the Black Hand, his name is Gavrilo Princip. He is part of this first assassination attempt, a member of the group. By luck or by coincidence, whichever, he later on that day sees the Archduke in a car going down the street. He sees him coming down the street, he pulls out his gun and he shoots him, as seen in this picture right here. You have the Archduke in the back right, his wife is in front of him. You have Gavrilo Princip here on the more bottom left with a gun pointing out, ready to shoot and kill. Now Gavrilo is successful. The Archduke dies right on the spot from his gunshot wounds, and in response, the Austria-Hungarian Empire wants to attack Serbia. They believe it is the Serbians who were responsible, so they decide that they want to attack and in retaliation. And in response, when they decide they're going to attack, the Austrians decide to ask Germany for support. They're a member of the Triple Entente, and they decide, and they decide that they want to join up and fight against the Serbians. And on July 28th, 1914, Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. Now, here's kind of where we get the snowball effect, domino theory, whatever you want to call it. Once one person declares war and we're talking in an alliance system like we have in Europe, everybody declares war. So now we're kind of getting a domino effect. Once Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia, we now have one of Serbia's allies, Russia, start to mobilize for war. This idea of just mobilizing itself is considered an act of war. Russia sees themselves a protector of the Slavs, which is people from Serbia or Bosnia. And Tsar Nicholas II, the leader of Russia, decides that he wants to support Serbia. Now, so that's just the very beginnings. I know it's a little bit complicated already, but it's getting even more complicated. The conflict is going to start branching out and broaden as we go along. So, once Russia starts mobilizing, Germany now tells them, say, stop mobilizing. Just stop doing it. Russia, however, can't. The plan is already in place and already going along, and it can't be stopped. So, a day later, Germany declares war on August 1st against Russia. Germany now becomes the head honcho of this world war. Austria-Hungary takes a back seat. Germany is now essentially in control of the the alliances that are going on. Germany is now in control, and they are calling for a two-front war. They're going to fight both Russia and they're going to fight France. Now, I know what you're thinking. France hasn't quite gotten involved yet. It doesn't matter. Since Russia is involved, Russia and France have an alliance. Therefore, France is now involved. So, Germany decides that they're going to fight a two-front war, meaning fight a war on their western side and their eastern side. And they're going to attack both of them, essentially. The plan that they're coming up with is called the Schlieffen Plan. It's named after a general in the German military. His name is General Schlieffen. So the plan is they're going to delay the Russian attack because they think that if they attack and knock out France first, that's an easier way to do it. France is considered the main threat. The Russian military is okay, not quite great. The French military, on the other hand, they're pretty strong. They'll be a formidable opponent. So let's just put all our effort toward attacking France first, knock them out of the battle, and then we'll move all our military over to Russia to fight them. That is the German plan of attack. The Schlieffen Plan. It starts when Germany declares war against France. Remember what I said? Russia is already involved, therefore France is going to be involved by default. France doesn't even do anything, and Germany declares war against them. That's just how the alliance system works. Your ally gets involved. Well, sorry, everybody else that you're an allied with is now involved as well. But coming back to the Schlieffen Plan, an attack on France needs to go through Belgium, and unfortunately, Belgium is neutral. It's protected by a treaty with Great Britain. Belgium doesn't have their own military. They instead use Great Britain's military to help protect them. Germany violates Belgium's neutrality. Therefore, Great Britain now declares war on August 4th. And now the two alliances are officially at war. Hopefully you guys can see from the past few slides just how this alliance system works. Once two people go to fight each other out, you're essentially having everybody come involved. It's a domino effect. Once one happens, it knocks everybody else down. Just the Schlieffen Plan a little bit more spelled out for you. First, attacked France to the west. Second, attacked Russia to the east. And it works well to start. Germany is in Paris by August 3rd. A month after they declare war against France, they're already in Paris. It's working pretty well. It's intended to keep Germany from having to fight on two fronts at the same time. In terms of military strategy, one of the worst things you can possibly do is fight on two fronts at the same time because you are splitting your military. You are essentially splitting your military in half while the two sides have full forces coming at you. It's not a very smart plan. So that's why Germany is really trying to avoid that kind of a fight. So, moving on, as you can see what our next topic is, it is the full-blown war and details of the war. But until then, guys, I will see you next time.